Hi there guys, me again, the Fury 79. This time, I may have been sold a doozy. This is an 18350 Caravella. Now I acquired this via services rendered, and you know, nobody really said anything to me whether it was an original or a clone. Bad news, it's a clone. Am I bothered by it? No. Let's go to closely uppy cam. So here we go, the Caravella clone. It is a clone, it's confirmed as a clone despite its fairly decent looks. I don't know if you can be able to make that out, but you know, everything that would suggest it's a Caravella is pretty much there, but there are things that give it away. One, see that little bit of thread there? That just doesn't happen on an original. I got this with no packaging, I might add. Two, noisy! Caravellas just don't do that, and I think most Caravellas have a stainless switch. However, this one does stick a little bit once you get to about there. But it works, and it works really well. It is an 18350. I believe all of these clones have the same number there. But for a clone, it works pretty well. Let's go back to face cam. Right then, so there you go. Really not a lot to say about it apart from the fact that it works particularly well. Now I'll do two, I was going to do three atomizer tests on it, but I can't find my 510 adapter for things such as an EVOD. So what we're going to do is we'll just do the IGO-L and we'll do the Arca T2. So here we go. This is, like I said in previous videos, 1.6 to 1.7 depending on what mood it's in coil. It's twisted aggro on cotton wool. So it's going to take a little while to heat up on a mechanical, but this is a freshly charged battery, came off about half an hour ago, 3/4 of an hour ago, and it's not been vaped at all. It's just been set to take it, because it does have an adjustable centre pin on the top cap here, which we'll go into detail in a little bit later. And of course this switch is fully disassemblable, but again we'll go to closely uppy cam a little bit later. So let's go take a vape. He says, and it's not working because I haven't taken off the locking ring. Plenty of vapour. Works pretty well on a high res coil. Let's whip that off. Put to one side. The ever faithful, oh god, I'm out of focus. Here we go, come on, high focus, there we go. The ever faithful Arca T2, there is juice in it. And if you ask Mr. Decivapor himself, he witnessed me vaping this thing literally dry. It fits rather well. It looks pretty good, actually, if you ask me. And here we go. This is a sub-ohm coil. I think it's about 0.8, 0.9. As you can hear, fires straight away. Fires a bit too well because that was burnt, but then, like I said, very little juice in there. I won't get it in the camera. Very, very little juice there. Just give it a good soak up. Even other ways. Whew, that's a bit too efficient. That's the only downside. Sometimes I find it's that efficient at delivering the voltage, it does burn off very, very quickly unless you've got a very high VG juice, which is obviously a lot thicker and takes a bit longer to wick up. So I generally tend to use the dripping atomizers on it. Like I said, I was going to do a comparison with a pre-made EVOD, however I can't find my 510, so that will be done at a later date. Let's go ahead and strip it apart and see what it looks like. So here we go with the Caravella. Obviously the switch comes off on the bottom, battery comes out, and we're out of focus again, and the top cap comes off, like so. This centre pin is notched and is adjustable, which is a godsend because both my 18350s are on the same side, and that dowel ring does come out. Bottom switch. One of the main things that give it away is these are brass on an original, copper in the clone. That's only done at thumb tight if memory serves, but if it isn't, I can always get a screwdriver, which is close to hand, I think. 1 second, screwdriver time. Let's get a front head, there we go. Some of this puppy. And here we are. There we go. The good thing about mechanicals is they're generally very simple to take apart and put back together. And we'll whip the top cap apart as well. So there we go, there's the bottom pin. Almost completely out. Oh, it's completely out now. Copper. There's the bottom switch. Brass. Spring. Doesn't look too carbonised at the moment, and of course the locking ring and its captive part. Now I've got this, I can show you that there is thread on that. It does come apart remarkably well, and the parts are fairly hard wearing. I've had it apart and back together a couple of times now. Let's just see if I can't get it dowering out. There we go. So theoretically, if I can find out who made this, I've got my suspicions who made it. I won't say anything right now, just in case I'm wrong. But I should be able to get hold of the manufacturer and get spares. So let's go ahead and put it all back together. And well, give a final verdict on it. That's that in. Remember, if you've got a dowering part, don't over tighten it, because if you bugger it and can't get a spare, well, yeah, not a good place to be. Memory needs to be quite up far. So, firing pin, firing switch, spring inside. Helps if you get those bits the right way around. Remember, these are opposite threading to normal, so instead of lefty loosey righty tighty, it's righty loosey lefty tighty. And of course, when you're trying to thread it all back together, it makes you have a brain fart like I'm having right now. Ah, I had it then. Come on. And there we go. Compress the spring. Get the pin for the firing switch. Reset it with a screwdriver. One thing I hate about flathead screws. I could have made that a posi drive. Right, obviously the shell, which does sort of match up to the Caravella symbol. I often wonder with these clones, is there ever going to be a copyright infringement with them? Right, i.e. the original creators. And you can see there's a little gap there, so I need to drop that centre pin back up a little bit. When adjusting these, you really don't need to do a lot of adjustment at all. I find this preferred the IMR as opposed to the U-Fest. And there we go. No battery rattle at all. Just grab my Argo out. Attach. And remember, not lefty loosey righty tighty, it's righty loosey lefty tighty. And there you go, she's burning. Final thoughts. Okay, so I was disappointed it was a clone. I didn't pay for it, so I'm not overly bothered by that. It looks good, feels great in hand, you know, good old Vapor's claw. Delivers a voltage and does what it's supposed to do. Now, I'm not one to be bothered about clones. Yeah, I'd rather have the real thing, but I haven't got the money to justify buying the real thing, and I certainly don't have the contacts to get one for the purpose of review. So whoever it's made by, I have my suspicions and I will confirm that in a later video. For what it is, and hopefully it's reasonably priced, I should imagine something like that be about the 25 to 30 quid mark. It's a decent enough clone. It's an e-cigarette that works, and ultimately when you're looking at an e-cigarette, isn't that what you want, be it mech or not? You know, obviously I haven't over tested the springs to destruction, but so far it's sub-ohmed down to 0.4, and it's not got hot, it's not shorted, and it has done the job and produced some cracking clouds. Like I said, that's a 1.6 ohm coil on that IGO-L. It's about a 0.9, 0.8 on the Alga T2, and the EVOD I was going to use is a 2.3. So, you know, overall the little Caravella clone there is a cracking little mod. If you spot them about, then yeah, grab one. And if people take the mick out if you're having a clone, well, whilst they're faff-arsing about with the original, that's probably playing up, you can laugh at them saying, might be a clone, but it works. I say that because I do have an original GG, and I have the Smyrna 1, which is IMEO designed, if not built. I'm not sure about the build, but I'm fairly certain it's IMEO designed. And both short like buggers if you get it wrong. You know, the Smyrna shorted really bad to the point the switch wouldn't release. I had to really get in there quick and undo it very fast, otherwise I would have had a Duff battery and atomizer and mod, you know. But anyway, sorted that out, and I've never had to faff with this apart from adjusting the centre pin to take the two different batteries. That's it. And still going. Vapes well, taste is good. I mean, alright, that's more down to the atomizer than it is the actual device, because let's face it, all a mechanical device is a switch that delivers the voltage remaining in the battery to this. Get this right, it doesn't matter what's here. Clone or not, that's good. Caravella clone. Thumbs up, the Fury approves. I've been the Fury 79. I hope this helps you in making a choice on your next clone purchase. Regardless of whether I actually bought this or not, as the case may be. If you can find one of these and it's reasonably priced, like I said, I wouldn't pay more than 30 quid for it. Get one. You're gorgeous. Peace.